Have you heard of the molecule citrulline? Do you like watermelons? Or do you take supplements when you exercise? More than likely, your supplements might contain citrulline. Citrulline is a non-essential amino acid derived from the Latin word citrulus for watermelon. So how does citrulline work? When we partake in physical activities, our body builds up ammonia from the breakdown of protein, which leads to an increase in fatigue. This fatigue is taken away through the urea cycle and nitric oxide cycle. When performing intense activities, ammonia levels in the blood increase. Ammonia is very toxic to the body, and so your body converts ammonia into urea through the urea cycle. Once converted to the less toxic compound, urea gets sent to the kidneys through the blood and then excreted through your urine. The urea cycle relies heavily on 3 amino acids: ornithine, arginine, and lastly citrulline.
Here's how the urea cycle works. Let's begin in the mitochondria of a liver cell. In the liver cell, ammonia turns into carbamoyl phosphate. Ornithine from outside of the mitochondria combines with carbamoyl phosphate to form citrulline. Citrulline then leaves the mitochondria and combines with aspartate to form argininosuccinate. Argininosuccinate will transform into arginine, and then arginine gets acted upon by an enzyme turning arginine into ornithine and urea, giving you the basics of the urea cycle. Arginine will then play a part in the nitric oxide cycle. In the nitric oxide cycle, the same amino acids are involved, arginine and citrulline. Arginine gets converted into citrulline through the enzyme's nitric oxide synthase, creating a byproduct of nitric oxide. Citrulline then gets converted into arginosuccinate through the enzyme arginosuccinate synthase. Next, arginosuccinate transforms back into arginine through the enzyme arginosuccinate lyase to repeat the whole cycle over again. By examining both the urea cycle and the nitric oxide cycle, one is able to understand that citrulline increases nitric oxide biosynthesis indirectly by increasing arginine synthesis, which in turn leads to improved endothelial vasodilator function. Nitric oxide, NO, is a vasodilator which opens up blood vessels, allowing for increased blood flow. Nitric oxide is beneficial in that it decreases muscle soreness, lowers blood pressure, and finally, it improves overall exercise performance. An easier way to understand the effects of nitric oxide is to look at patients with asthma. An asthma attack results from inflammation which constricts the blood vessels. An inhaler is administered as it contains nitric oxide, which relaxes the blood vessels and allows for more blood flow.
If arginine results in nitric oxide, why not take it directly? Well, arginine has poor bioavailability, meaning that it doesn't get readily taken up. Citrulline, on the other hand, has good bioavailability and is readily converted into arginine in the kidneys, leading to an increase in arginine levels. In summary, with the combination of the urea cycle and nitric oxide cycle, citrulline lowers blood pressure and increases blood flow for a great exercise. It also helps by reducing muscle fatigue by converting ammonia into urea and possibly healing wounds faster, which can be beneficial for patients with diabetes or AIDS. It can also help with erectile dysfunction since you'll get a good pump in all the right places, if you know what I mean. So what are the side effects of taking citrulline? Well, there's no harmful side effects if taken alone since the body naturally produces citrulline. However, if taken with other medication that lowers blood pressure, this could be dangerous and lead to fainting, dizziness, or even a stroke.